Hello, folks. We're back with another edition of Card Sharks here on the channel. Glad you be with us once again. And AJ is our returning champion. He comes to us from Florida. Welcome back, AJ.
Hello, Mark.
Had a pretty nice time on our last show, winning a good amount of cash. How do you feel about that?
I feel pretty good.
All right, excellent. We'll explain the details about your total in a moment. But first, let's welcome your opponent, Richard Montgomery.
Hey, I'm super. Thanks for asking.
All right, tell us a little bit about yourself, Richard.
Well, I am 42 years old. I am a teacher. I live near Nashville, Tennessee, and I have 6 children.
All right, excellent. And big game show fan, of course.
Of course, grew up in the days of Tic-Tac-Toe and Press Your Luck and Card Sharks and all the great shows like that.
Mm-hmm. Well, Press Your Luck and Card Sharks have had successful revivals so far, and now apparently Tic-Tac-Toe is coming back, from what I heard.
I'm very excited about that, and Concentration, too.
Oh, yes. So hopefully those will be just as successful. Now, our first question goes to AJ. We'll get to that in a moment, but first, a little explanation is in order here. Now, as you folks saw last week, AJ became our champion, and you know that. And I announced his total at the end of $6,800. But what you folks don't know is that we actually had a technical difficulty originally, and in that failed recording, AJ gotten $500 for a perfect answer bonus. So out of fairness, we decided to credit him with that, and so his total is actually $7,300. All right. So with that said, AJ, here comes your question as we start this match. We asked 100 people, do you like your boss? How many of them said yes, they do like their boss?
Well, it depends on what kind of boss that they're dealing with. Most people don't like their boss. Some people do like their boss. But, I have to go with 49.
All right, AJ says 49. Richard, higher or lower than 49?
Well, I think in general, while there are a lot of people that do like their boss, I think with I know what I hear, I think that number might be slightly lower.
All right, he says slightly lower. And of course, if any of you gives an exact answer right on the nose, you'll get a $500 bonus. Actual number of people who said they do like their boss is 73 of them. It is just a tad higher.
Wow. Alright.
Alright. AJ playing the red cards as I mentioned, and your first one is a 4.
I'm keeping that card and going higher.
Higher than the 4? Oh no! It's a 3. Well, still relatively early on here. Richard, you're going to start off with an 8, sir.
Now, am I allowed to switch there, or do I have to play it?
You have to play it because you did not win that question.
All right. Well, let's see. That's pretty much dead in the middle, so let's just go ahead and go higher.
Higher than the 8? Oh no! A 3. Alright, no progress there, but as I mentioned, it is still very early on here. Richard, this next one's for you. It was asked to 100 recent college graduates, do you have a savings account? How many of them said yes, they do have a savings account?
Honestly, I don't think that's going to be a very high number at all, so I'm going to go with 32.
Alright, Richard says 32. AJ, higher or lower than 32?
Well, if they go and want to buy a house or get a car or something like that, they're going to need a savings account, so I think it's going to be a bit higher than that.
Says higher. Actual number is 88. Forget a little higher. It was way higher there. But nonetheless, AJ, you have control, and I assume you're going to keep the 4.
I'm keeping the 4. I'm going higher this time.
It's a 6.
I'm going to freeze right there.
All right. Giving you a 1 card advantage over Richard. And the next question is yours, AJ. It was asked to 100 single men. Are you on more than one dating app? How many of them said yes, they are on more than one dating app?
I know where I'm going with this, but that's going to get me killed by someone. More than one dating app? I don't think people are that desperate. Except for that certain someone else. So, I'll say 23.
23 of them. Richard, higher or lower than 23?
Honestly, I think this is simple enough to go higher.
Higher. Actual number of single men who said there are more than one dating app is 32 of them. It is higher. And Richard, this time you are allowed to change the 8 if you so choose to do so.
Oh, yeah, we're changing that stinker out.
All right, the 8 is now a 4.
All right, of course, we're going higher.
A 7.
I feel good enough to keep saying let's go higher again.
It's a king.
Lower.
Lower than the king, a 9.
Freeze.
Gonna freeze right there. So nobody gets a no freeze bonus this round. But, Richard, you do have control of this next question. And it's the last question for this round, so one of you has to win on this next play of the cards. Richard, we asked 100 single people, could you date someone with the same first name as one of your parents? How many of them said that they could?
Can you repeat that one more time, please?
We asked 100 single people, could you date someone with the same first name as one of your parents? How many of them said yes, they could?
Oh, wow. Man, that one's tough. I think I'm going to go with maybe 40.
40. Okay. AJ, higher or lower than 40?
It would be kind of weird if I dated some girl with the same name as my mother. So I think I have to go lower on this one.
The lower. Actual number is 70 of them. It is higher.
Ooh.
And Richard, you have some options here.
Oh, and the option I'm taking is that number 9's getting changed.
Alright, so he's going to keep control, and he's going to change the 9. It's a jack.
Let's
Now-
go lower for the win.
Alright, lower. And if it is lower, you'll win game 1. If not, it'll go to AJ. It's a 7, and you have indeed won the first game. Alright, that is $500 for you, Richard. Congratulations on that. Of course, you need to win one more game to win the match. AJ, you have to win this one to tie the match and force a sudden death round. And AJ, we start with you on this question. We asked 100 Star Wars fans, have you ever tried to use the Force to move something? How many of them said yes, they have tried to do that?
Okay, I wonder how many people with no lives tried to do that. I'm just thinking, what's the plausible answer here? I would say 53.
Alright, AJ says 53. Richard, higher or lower than 53?
I'll be honest with you. When it comes to those fans, I honestly think that number's even higher.
He says higher. Actual number of Star Wars fans who said that they've tried to use the Force to move something is 71. It is higher. Alright, well done on that one, Richard. And you are going to start off with a 5.
All right, let's go higher.
Higher than a 5, it's an 8.
This is early, and I'm going to try to use the Force here myself, and we're going to go higher.
Higher than an 8. Oh no! It's a 5. Tough break on that one. AJ, you have a chance here, and you've got a queen.
Lower.
Lower than the queen. It's a jack.
Lower.
Lower than the jack, a 5.
Higher.
Higher than a 5. Oh no! And as the saying goes, you don't get anything for a pair. Not in this game. Richard, this next one is for you. We asked 100 women who are gambling in Las Vegas, did you gamble before you ate breakfast this morning? How many women said yes they had?
You know, I think in general, women do not have quite as um, risky of attitudes. So I think that number's going to be a little on the lower side. So we're going to go 28.
All right, Richard says 28. AJ, higher or lower than 28?
Will you please repeat the question, Mark?
We asked 100 women who were gambling in Las Vegas. Did you gamble before you ate breakfast this morning? How many of them said they had? Richard said it's 28.
All right. I think it's a little bit higher.
But higher. Actual number of women who said that they did gamble before eating breakfast this morning is 28. Richard got it exactly right. That is a $500 bonus for you, sir. Well done. Very well done.
I think that shows that I know women.
I'll bet. All right, you've got a 5, sir.
All right, there's too many numbers above that, so we're going higher.
It's an ace.
Lower.
Lower than the ace, a deuce.
Higher.
It's a king.
And for the sweep, lower.
It's a 4. You've won the match. Alright, that's another $500 for winning the game. Plus $500 for not losing during that round. So that's $2,000 that you walked away with here in this card game. I'll talk to you in just a moment. AJ, you got blitzed, but you had fun, did you not?
I had fun, Mark. Thanks for having me.
Alright. Well, you don't go away empty-handed, of course. We have $500 for you as a consolation prize, and your 2-day total is now $7,800. And we thank you for being on our show. Richard, let's get over to the money cards.
Let's do it.
Alrighty. And I'm pretty sure you know how the money cards work, so we're going to get right into this. And your first card is an 8.
Oh, let's switch that with the third one.
Alright. The 8 is now a queen.
All right, all of it lower.
Everything lower than the queen. It's oh no! But we are going to give you the money back as well as some more. So you have $400, and that king moves up to the next row.
Okay, we're going to try this again. All of it lower.
Everything lower. It's a 6. There you go.
Let's go 600 higher.
$600 higher. It's a push. No change on that.
All right, let's see. Let me think here. Let's go 700 higher.
$700 higher.
Good Lord.
It's a 7. We'll move that up to the big bet. And you got to risk at least $750 on this.
All right, I want to replace that one.
Okay. You have 2 spare cards left.
All right, let me replace that with the first one.
All right. And you now have a free. Very good.
Hey, we are betting all of it higher.
For $3,000, higher than a free. It's a 7. You got it. All right, Richard. For this game, you ended up with a total of $5,000. That is not bad at all, sir. Very well done. So congratulations on that. And we will have you back again on our next show to face off against a new opponent. And that is it for this edition of Card Sharks. We will see you next time.